Why are bumblebees so fuzzy looking? How much can a bumblebee carry, and is it true they sometimes take a nap inside flowers? Stay tuned to find out. Welcome. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel. Today is Terrific Insect Tuesdays, and we will discover bumblebees, the fuzzy flyers that keep the world blooming. Have you ever seen a round, fuzzy insect buzzing loudly as it hovers around flowers? That is a bumblebee, one of nature's most important little workers. Unlike honeybees, bumblebees are larger, fuzzier, and sound like tiny airplanes when they fly. Kids often think they look like flying teddy bears with wings. Their black and yellow stripes make them easy to spot, and those colors also act as a warning to predators that they can sting if bothered. Bumblebees come in many species, but most are about 1.3 to 2.5 centimeters long, which is about 0.5 to 1 inch. Queens, which are the biggest bees in a colony, can grow even larger, up to 2.7 centimeters or around 1.1 inches. They may look small to us, but in the insect world they are considered big and strong. A bumblebee can carry pollen loads that are almost as heavy as its own body weight, which is a little like a child carrying a backpack full of school books without any trouble. Their bodies are covered in thick, soft hairs called seta. These hairs are not just for looks. They help collect pollen grains as the bee moves from flower to flower. Bumblebees are brilliant at pollination because they can do something called buzz pollination. They grab onto a flower and vibrate their flight muscles very quickly, shaking pollen loose like a salt shaker. Some plants, like tomatoes and blueberries, rely on this special skill to grow fruit. Without bumblebees, many of our favorite foods would not exist. Bumblebees live in small colonies compared to honeybees. A honeybee hive can have tens of thousands of bees, but a bumblebee nest usually has only 50 to 400 bees. The nest is often built underground in abandoned rodent burrows, or sometimes in thick grass or compost piles. Inside the nest, the bees organize themselves with a queen who lays eggs, female worker bees who gather food and take care of young, and male drones whose main job is to mate with new queens. Young bumblebees begin life very differently from their fuzzy adult selves. The queen lays tiny eggs, which hatch into white and worm-like larvae. These larvae do not look anything like bees. They are fed nectar and pollen by worker bees until they spin a cocoon and turn into pupae. Inside the cocoon, their bodies change completely. After a few weeks, they emerge as fully grown adult bees with wings, stripes, and fuzzy coats. So, in a way, baby bumblebees experience a magical transformation, just like caterpillars do when they become butterflies. Bumblebees are not just strong, they are also smart. Scientists have discovered that bumblebees can solve simple puzzles to get a reward. In experiments, they learn to pull strings or push balls to reach food. This shows that their brains, even though tiny, can handle problem solving and learning. They also have very good memories for finding flowers. A bumblebee can remember which flowers it has already visited and which ones are worth returning to. When it comes to flight, bumblebees can beat their wings about 200 times per second. Their wings move in a special figure-8 pattern, which helps them carry heavy loads of nectar and pollen while staying airborne. Even though they look too round and chubby to fly, they are excellent flyers, reaching speeds up to 15 kilometers per hour, which is about 9 miles per hour. That may not sound very fast, but for their small size, it is impressive. Now let's talk about some funny and even gross facts that make kids laugh. Bumblebees sometimes fall asleep inside flowers after drinking nectar. If you find a bee that looks like it is stuck in a flower, it may just be taking a nap. Another silly fact is that bumblebees can get drunk from fermented nectar. When this happens, they wobble and sometimes fall off flowers, just like clumsy little pilots. Bumblebee stingers can sting more than once, unlike honeybees that die after stinging, but they rarely do unless they feel threatened. One gross detail is that bumblebees make a sticky, smelly substance inside their nest to protect against mold and bacteria. It may look disgusting, but it keeps their home healthy. Bumblebees are found in many parts of the world, especially in temperate regions of North America, Europe, and Asia. They prefer cooler climates and are often some of the first insects to appear in spring and the last to disappear in autumn. Their thick fuzzy coats help them survive colder weather, which is why they can be seen flying on chilly mornings when other insects stay hidden. Sadly, bumblebee numbers are declining in many places due to habitat loss, pesticides, and climate change. Since they are so important for pollinating crops and wild plants, protecting them is vital for humans too. People can help bumblebees by planting flowers, avoiding harmful chemicals, and leaving wild areas where bees can nest. Bumblebees may be small, but they are mighty. They are strong enough to carry loads their own size, smart enough to solve puzzles, fuzzy enough to look like tiny plush toys, and important enough to keep our food growing. The next time you hear a loud buzz near a flower, remember that the bumblebee is not just flying around, it is working hard, showing strength, and keeping nature alive with every visit. Thank you for watching. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel.